Hey guys, Bryan Lebo here with your February Las Vegas update. First off, my apologies for going dark on you the past couple of months, but it's 2016 and let's just jump right into it. First, I want to take a minute or two to wrap up the overall stats from last year. Then we'll delve into our typical monthly update. All right, let's find out what happened last year. First off, we ended the year with 7,059 homes on the market. This equates to an 8% drop from where we ended 2014. Next, let's check up the makeup of our inventory. We ended the year with 9.7% of the inventory as short sales. Now, this compares to 13.3% back at the end of 2014. Foreclosures are now 4.4% compared to 4.3% when we ended 2014. So basically, foreclosure activity hasn't really changed at all. Now let's talk sales and median price. We ended the year with 28,691 sales. This was an increase of 5.5% over 2014. Now, prices, meanwhile, went up 7.5% to close at $215,000. So all in all, I would call last year a really big success. As I had predicted in the beginning of the year, I really didn't see prices going up much. But let's keep in mind that historically speaking, Las Vegas's sustainable appreciation is really only 3.2%. So to have a year with 7.5% appreciation is truly remarkable. Unfortunately, too many of us just got used to seeing these unrealistic 20 and 30% yearly appreciation rates. Now, while the foreclosure activity has remained consistent, it's great to see that the inventory of short sales is now down almost 4% in just 1 year. So this shows that more sellers have equity due to the increase in home values, or many of the people that need to dump their properties have already done so. Again, 2015 proved to be a very stable yet positive year for real estate in Las Vegas. Okay, now on to what's currently going on. First up, let's chat about the inventory. As you can see on the screen now, we ended January with 7,160 homes on the market. This was a 1.4% increase from December. Now, looking back, this is the first time in years that inventory actually increased in January. But keep in mind, adding 100 homes to the table isn't really much of a big deal. Okay, let's break down this inventory. As you can see now, and as we just discussed, 9.7% of the market are short sales, 4.4% are foreclosures, and 86% of the market are traditional sales. Again, we're slowly moving in the right direction here. Okay, now let's check on the monthly sales. Last month, we sold 1,767 homes. This was a 5% increase over last January. Considering the market is on the steady side, this is actually a great sign. Last, let's check out everyone's favorite subject matter, median sales price. As you can see on the screen now, we ended January with a median sales price of $217,000. This was a 1% increase from December's price of $215,000. But check out the chart. We hit $220,000 back in May of last year. From March to June, we went up 10% last year. Literally, in a 3-month span, the values jumped 10%. Since then, we've actually gone down a couple of percent. So let's wrap all this up and make some sense out of this market. Inventory is pretty stable, sales are actually up, and while the median price is still below our recent high, we did see a marginal increase last month. So what does all this mean for us moving forward? Well, just think, like last year, I think this year is actually going to pencil out to be incredibly normal. While there's no rational explanation for what happened last spring when prices jumped 10% in only 3 months, that's typically the time of year when people and families start looking to make their moves anyways. Again, as I covered in one of my favorite videos that explains if we're currently overpriced or undervalued in Las Vegas, actually you can click up here to check it out because honestly it's really, really good. I determined that sustainable appreciation is 3.2%. If you ask me to predict the market going forward this year, I'd likely just go with that same number. Remember, right now, we're a little over 1% negative from last year's high. So we need almost a 5% increase from here on out just to make up that difference. I think that's very possible and also very sustainable. But considering the market hasn't moved hardly at all in 8 straight months, it looks unreasonable to presume that we're going to see any massive spike in values anytime soon. Like in any normal market, the increases should hit this late spring and summertime. The very last issue I want to discuss has to do with the raise in interest rates by the Feds. Now, this happened while I was away these past 2 months. Many people had predicted that this raise in interest rates was going to negatively affect our market. Well, a recent article in Realtor magazine illustrates that the fact that, ironically, mortgage interest rates have dropped to the lowest level since April of last year, with 30-year rates now at 3.72% and 15-year rates at only 3%. Honestly, I don't see interest rates being much of a major concern this year on our housing market. I mean, even if rates were to jump up an entire point, that's historically absurdly a low rate. Well, that's it for this month, guys. Thank you for watching. Please click here to subscribe and have a fantastic February, everyone.